Welcome to KQEG and Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an inside look into sports, wellness, and fitness, and introduce you to some key celebrities in the world of athletics throughout the greater La Crosse area. Well, this week, the spotlight shines bright on V-Hawk women's basketball. Two of the shining stars on that team, junior Heidi Huebner and freshman Alyssa Nilssen. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks. Thank you.
Well, this is a chance to get to know you up close and personal, starting with Heidi from Hortonville, Wisconsin, a three-sport athlete, and certainly one of the better athletes that came out of Hortonville. Hortonville known for, by the way, good athletes. But let's go back to your high school experiences. Talk about some defining moments in those sports that you played.
Well, I think I definitely got some good things out of all three. Obviously, cross country, basketball, and softball, very diverse selection. I think I got a lot of good things from each one, but one thing I really liked too as well was the AAU in the off season for basketball wise. That was kind of a big thing for me. But yeah.
And you were recognized for your leadership because you were a captain in high school. And so obviously the coach saw some great leadership attributes. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was a captain in all three at the end, I'm pretty sure. And definitely in basketball, took it by the reins, just really helped bring up the people under me in all three programs. Yeah.
Well, being a captain, as I've said to my athletes, is an honor. It's a gift. It puts you on a different platform. There's high expectations, and so you had to handle some things, and people looked up to you, and I'm sure everything was not easy.
No. For basketball and softball in high school, we had coaching changes while I was there. I think both as a sophomore. So that was definitely something that we had to take and just run with it. So I think that was a big thing that really took some leadership to help everybody overcome as a whole. So.
And Alyssa Nilssen from Baldwin Woodville, a freshman. So a freshman. Talk a little bit about the transition from high school to college.
Oh, it's definitely a different speed of game. Playing basketball in high school, everybody's kind of laid back. You kind of just go to practices. You just want to play games. But here it's really fast-paced. All the girls here want to be here. It's not just, I'm just here to play a sport and stay in shape. It's actually, I'm here because I love this sport. But the transition has been hard throughout the year. Learning new things, figuring out how the team works, meeting new people, which is always hard for freshmen. But overall, I'd say the transition has been pretty good.
Was it difficult, though? I mean, was there an element of time, because it wasn't too many months ago that you graduated from high school, and you're off, a new chapter in your life. Was there an issue where there was some homesickness, where you wondered if you could handle this steep transition?
Yes, I'd say so. Between the end of September and the beginning of October, just missing, like, I don't know, family or being around people all the time because you're continuously, like, stuck in your dorm doing homework or going to the library by yourself or eating lunch by yourself and things like that. So that human contact wasn't present, but I got over it with time. So.
And going back to your high school career, I read a little bit about you too, and a three-sport athlete, too, all conference. So you had a high degree of success as a high school student athlete in the classroom and in all the sports. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I made varsity freshman year for all three of my sports, and I started on the volleyball team and the basketball team, and was we had a very successful softball team. We had gone to state 3 years before my freshman year in a row, and my year was the fourth year. So just, I don't know, just coming through that was really good in getting the opportunity to be able to play on those teams, and the opportunities coaches gave me, and seeing my hard work and things that I did to get myself to where I was, and it worked out.
And Heidi, you, as we said, you had a lot of success, and I'm sure you could have chosen other schools to go to. And so take us through the recruitment process when you were a senior.
Yeah, so the big thing for me was definitely my school. I originally came in as a sports management major, so a lot of schools don't even have sports management, so I ruled a lot out right away. Another big one I was kind of looking at was Ripon, because they had it in state. I kind of wanted to stay somewhat close, but it really came down to Viterbo, and now I'm double majoring, so they really offered a lot of good schooling. And then also on the basketball side, talking with Coach V, it just all really worked well together, and a big opportunity.
In looking at your resume, too, and exploring back to when you were in high school and younger, your family was a big part of your success story. Mm-hmm. It still is.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, your family, and what that means to you.
Well, my parents are, they're probably two of the best you could ever have. They're at every single home game, I think. They were here last night. I definitely can never give them enough credit for everything I've ever had success in. And then also my two sisters, they've always been right by my side as well. So family has always been huge to me, and definitely a driving factor in why I do what I do.
And Alyssa, I know, looking at your resume and talking to people at Viterbo, your parents, your extended family is part of your success story too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Whenever my parents can, they try to make it down to games. Having so many children kind of limits that a little bit, but they try to get down and see some games. And my aunt lives in Sparta, so she'll come to a bunch, and I have cousins who hold up signs at the game, so that gives me motivation to try harder, to do better, stuff like that, just to be a role model for them.
And of course, you are a role model, but in high school too, both of you have strong academics, National Honor Society, and in the choir. Are you taking that gift to Viterbo, or do you just do that in your apartment or in your dorm room? No?
Definitely just in the dorm room.
not on the bus on the way to a game?
Sometimes. But no, I didn't decide to do choir as well. I wanted to just kind of ease into freshman year, not put too much on my plate.
Okay. What about, is there some of the artists that you enjoy, the type of music that you like?
I listen to pretty much anything, really. But country music is always nice. Another player on our team likes that too. So that's a shower station we usually listen to. So.
Oh, good. Well, Heidi, too, I know besides classes, besides part-time job, besides basketball, you enjoy some different hobbies. So what would we find you doing when you're not doing some of those other things?
Well, definitely relaxing as much as I can. But otherwise, I really like to spend time with some close friends and family, get where I can. My sisters and parents are kind of spread throughout the state. Otherwise, I like to do a lot of crafts. I definitely get that from my mom and my dad. They're both very artistic, so kind of do that for free time.
Good. And I think, Alyssa, your hobbies probably include everything outside.
Yes.
in the great outdoors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really enjoy hunting, fishing, hiking, really pretty much anything you can do outside. I don't know, and outdoors is kind of calming too for me. So whenever I need time to relax, I go out there. I don't know, it's kind of nice.
Let's talk about your classroom and your work, your load, your classwork, your credits, and so on. And is that a steep transition now? Because you're in the classroom a great deal first semester. Now you're in your second semester.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, first semester and this semester I have 17 credits, and that was a hard transition because you don't have class every single day, the same class. So having time to actually do homework or figuring out how to use my time to get my homework done was hard. But otherwise, it's gone pretty well, and the new semester started, so we'll see how that turns out.
And Heidi, your transition period's over with, but you're deep into your classroom work too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Definitely with my accounting major, I'm picking up on that a lot more, and those are some harder classes. So, and with double majoring, I have some pretty heavy loads trying to get done in 4 years. So, it's been a challenge pretty much ever since freshman year. So.
But you're able to handle that challenge.
Yeah.
And what about on those long road trips now, the new conference, you go a lot out west, and do you take studies with you, and do you find you have enough time for all the workload and homework?
Yeah, I think we all tend to study more, study less. It kind of, individually, we all do more or less, but I think the one thing that's hard is we don't always have Wi-Fi on our bus, which we can't do much about, but we all plan around it and do a lot of reading on the bus, and some of us get together and study in the hotels sometimes, so it's manageable.
Sometimes, she says. Same thing with you. You bring your work with you? Most of the time or sometimes?
Sometimes. You try to. It depends on how long the trip is, when we're going to get back. If you can plan for stuff when you get back to get it done, it's easier that way instead of bringing it.
Or are there too many annoyances with, I imagine the men ride on the same bus when you take some of these trips.
Yep.
So it's pretty hard to find a quiet spot there on the bus, I imagine, huh?
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to take a halftime break, and you take a break also. When we come back, we'll talk more about V-Hawk women's basketball right after this.
LASIK surgery at Mayo Clinic Health System.
Well, I was very nearsighted. I couldn't see 3 feet in front of me without things being blurry, so I had to wear glasses.
We screen patients. We try to make sure that they're appropriate candidates for LASIK, that their prescription is within the range, that it's reasonable to do it, that they have a good understanding of what they can expect, that they have a good understanding of what the benefits are and what the risks are.
For more information on LASIK surgery, contact Mayo Clinic Health System.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, your comfort is our business.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. Today, the spotlight on Viterbo V-Hawk basketball with Heidi Huebner and with Alyssa Nilssen. Well, before we went on break, we talked a little bit about your early experiences, and early experiences have such an impact on all of us. But for you, your involvement in AAU basketball, Heidi, seemed to be the catalyst that got you really excited on your trip to becoming a collegiate basketball player.
Mm-hmm. For sure. That was probably some of the best times of my life playing AAU. I had a great coach, Craig Hawley. He's really known in the east side of the state. He did a great job bringing up a great group of girls ever since, 7th, 8th grade, and we all kind of stuck together for a long time and really got to play well together, and it was just a very good chemistry, learned a lot, and it was just a lot of fun, and developed some really good lifelong relationships while playing. So. And I know with Alyssa too, you started when you were younger, and you had a coach that had a high impact on you.
Eric Harmon. Our family moved when I was in 2nd grade to the Baldwin district, and he runs summer camps, or had run summer camps that my parents put me into, and he kind of just coached me all the way through. From that 2nd grade all the way up till when I was a senior, just pushing me and making me love the game.
Well, a friend of mine, Dick Bennett, talks about being involved in a program, wanting to coach a team of athletes that they can all enjoy the journey, in spite of maybe not having the record that they enjoy. And that's such a profound statement, because that doesn't happen with a lot of teams that don't have a lot of success. They look at it sort of with tunnel vision. If they don't have success on the court with their record, it's not an enjoyable season. But I know what Viterbo basketball is all about, and I have a great deal of respect for Bobby Vandenberg, and I know the life lesson she teaches is more important than the record. So let's explore that a minute. So, enjoying the journey in spite of not having a lot of wins. How hard is that? How How are you able to glean some life lessons from that journey?
I think definitely I've always just had a bigger picture type of vision, so just seeing how everything kind of contributes one to the other instead of just being, tunnel vision on wins and losses. Definitely you got to have an open mind to a lot of different things and take everything as a learning lesson, whether it's good or bad, and I think that has definitely helped. And then just also trying to enjoy like who's around you and like who you're doing it with can help a lot too. So
it's all about the journey, of course. And Alyssa, your journey is just beginning in your second semester in your first season of college ball. What have you taken away from it so far?
Like Heidi said, a lot of life lessons have already been learned, even though this is only my second semester. I've learned to not look at the wins and losses and just go for just learning something every game and trying to take what I did wrong or what I did good and build on that. And that's what's going to happen in life. You're going to mess up, you're going to have mistakes, and it's just how you react to those that really builds you up as a person. So it's been good so far.
Viterbo basketball and Viterbo University in general is built on servant leadership. It's built on putting you on a platform that's maybe a little more expectations than some. And I'm familiar with, and so are you, the NAIA character, Champions of Character. And let's just break this down real quickly. The first one is integrity, meaning your internal traits that guide your behavior. How do you, give us an example of how you do that on the court, Heidi?
Well, it definitely plays into, sportsmanship and also just doing what you're supposed to be doing at all times and kind of just having that inner strength to, be strong in what we're supposed to be doing as a team and working together and just always trying to do the right thing and working hard, I guess.
The second trait is respect. In other words, treating others, your teammates, fans, officials, just the way you would like to be treated. Respect with a capital R. One of the NAIA Champions of Character. It's a bedrock, actually. How do you give me an example of how you exhibit that?
Just by listening to what the coaches have to say, taking what they say and respecting that they're telling me something that's going to help me. Or when an official makes a bad call or something happens like that, you kind of just push it off and you respect that they made that call and then you keep going with the game. You don't let that affect you. Or just being aware that other people have different ways of doing things and respecting that they get ready for a game differently than you do, and just kind of like preparing for things. I don't know.
A lot of coaches struggle, a lot of players struggle with being coached. Pat Summitt said, I want players that want to be coached. A lot of them don't. Do you want to be coached? Give me an example, if you would, Heidi, on you having an appetite for being coached.
For sure. I think, growing up, I've had a lot of different coaches, and I just always learned, respect is a huge thing, kind of like Neil's talking about, but just always wanting to be better myself and knowing that it doesn't take just me to be better. It takes a lot of other people to, get better and get where you're at. So I think just wanting to take other people's knowledge and learn, from coach or other players or whoever it is, just having the appetite to get better and just improve every day.
The mission statement of Viterbo University is built on servant leadership, and so is the program. And servant leadership meaning serving the common good, but remembering the mission of and the purpose of the team. Servant leadership. How does Alyssa demonstrate that?
Just with like everyday practices. If I see that something, like somebody's trying to do something or they're doing something that maybe isn't quite right, you just try to lead them in the right direction and tell them like this is how you're supposed to do it, and just kind of helping people around you get to where you know that either coach or just where they're supposed to be. And I don't know, just leading people, communicating, just trying to influence others the way that it needs to be. So
good. Pat Summitt also talks about toughness, and Jay Billis does too in his book on toughness. Pat Summitt talks about improvement toughness. A lot of people reach this level of mediocrity and they don't move any higher because they don't have that improvement toughness. Temporary inconvenience, possibly, for permanent improvement. Improvement. Goals every day, rising above the rest. Does that describe you, Heidi?
I mean, I think I definitely, will never get sick of working hard and, trying to improve. And I think that's something that definitely an athlete has to have, improving every day. So, yeah, it's something I really strive to do.
Body language toughness, the last one on these questions right from the classroom. Body language toughness. Again, Pat Summitt says, and all of us know 90% of how we communicate is through our body language. So body language toughness is present in both good things and bad things. Is that something you're conscious of?
Oh, yes, for sure. Just even like holding your head high when you know things aren't going right, or being aware of all the situations, and like being aware of your own body and what you might be portraying to other people. I'm definitely aware of that.
Good. In the last 2 minutes, fast forward your life 10 years or so, where are you going to be?
Well, I'm hoping to be a pediatric oncologist registered nurse, so working with little children and little cancer children, and just trying to make their lives happy is really the main goal of my life.
Wow, that's impressive, admirable. And Heidi, too, where are you going to be? And well, hopefully you're going to be around lacrosse so we can keep in contact with you. But
yeah, I guess it's kind of coming up quick, the real world, but I really want to work in the front office of a professional team or a big D1 athletic office. I haven't working for an accounting degree, so maybe in the accounting area, but otherwise just a real impactful position in one of those areas.
As we tape the show, you have 8 games left. Goals for the rest of the season?
I think just overall improving as a team and continuing to learn each other and just pick up some more wins, and overall just really look to improve and look for success, whether that's, necessarily might not be a win one night, but just looking to improve and succeed more and more.
Your first year, Alyssa, and you have 8 games left. What would you like to see happen?
I'd like to see us just continue to play hard, push through adversity, and really try to bring out a couple more wins just to kind of leave the season on a high note for the program and for everyone on the team.
Good. Well, we've enjoyed having you on the show, so we appreciate you, and we hope that you have success for the rest of the season. And for our viewers, it's always fun to be at the R.W. Biggs Gymnasium on the campus of Viterbo University to watch both the men and women V-Hawks and support them through their campaign, because we admire the efforts that they put forth. So thanks for being on the show, guys.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back with some film clips right after this.
LASIK surgery at Mayo Clinic Health System.
I can see. I don't have to wear my glasses for driving, to go to the movies, for reading.
And I think it's a wonderful thing to offer people that freedom and independence of lenses, whether they're contact lenses or glasses, to be able to function every day from the morning to the evening and not think about it.
For more information on LASIK surgery, contact Mayo Clinic Health System.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is our business.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. Well, Adam and I were at the Logan Fieldhouse on Tuesday, a non-conference matchups with the Old Abes from Eau Claire versus the Ranger boys and head coach Andy Fernholz. As the game unfolded, both teams struggled to showcase their offense. The Rangers struggled to find shots against the Old Abes zone defense as Eau Claire took a 32-23 halftime lead. Logan came out of the intermission break with renewed energy, enthusiasm, and purpose as their defense created numerous turnovers and easy baskets. Momentum took the Rangers to a lead with 5 minutes to go, and they never relinquished that lead. The spark plug was reserve guard Andy Sims. Sims finished with 6 points and several steals. Junior guard C.J. Siegel and senior Cody Haith provided the bulk of the Logan offense, scoring 26 and 15 points respectively. Eau Claire was led by Cormac Sampson with 11, Tyler Wessels 10, and Tanner Colehep with 12. Final score, Logan 67, Eau Claire Memorial 57. Logan hosts Toma in a big Mississippi Valley Conference game on Friday night, while Eau Claire hosts Rice Lake in a key game in the Big Rivers, also on Friday. Our other crew was across town at Central for an intercity matchup with the Aquinas Blue Golds. The Red Raiders were ready from the opening tip, surging to a 57-20 halftime lead. The second half proved to be a competitive matchup, with the Blue Golds actually outscoring Central 36-34. The Blue Golds were led by sophomore Brandon Murfelt with 13, Conley Malone 12, and senior Eddie Harwick with 10. The 12-1 Red Raiders again were led by UW-Madison recruit Kobe Kings, 28 points and 9 rebounds. Bailey Kale chipped in 18, while Noah Parcher had 11. The number 1 state-ranked Red Raiders take their 12-1 record to Apple Valley on Saturday to play Lakeview North in the annual border battle. Aquinas drops to 5-7 and hosts Regis on Wednesday and at Sparta back in the MVC on Friday. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's show. I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping you will have an active and a healthy week ahead. So long from all of us here at Seven Rivers Sports.